This is things I wish I could say in Sunday school. I want to share some thoughts and ideas that are different than what we usually hear. My goal is to be really honest rather than inherently faith-promoting. I hope these ideas may spark some interesting discussions with your friends, families, or classes. Please enjoy. This is the lesson for April 7th through 13th, Doctrine and Covenants, sections 30 through 36. Today's topics are missionary work and people who leave. This lesson hits up missionary work pretty hard. I've spoken about it before on the podcast. I'll quickly restate my feelings. It feels super arrogant to tell people that your spiritual philosophy is the correct one, and they should join yours. I realize the irony of me saying that on a platform where I share my spiritual philosophy. However, I don't want or need anyone to think the same as me. I don't want anyone to follow me or pay to support me. I just want to share my perspective so that other people can consider their own ideas and arrive at greater personal truth. For missionary work, I believe that there's power in being open with others about your spirituality if it's safe to be open. It's not always safe to share. That's kind of it for missionary work that I'm comfortable with. I don't believe in pushing my beliefs on others or even advocating for it. Definitely not soliciting the way that we do. Definitely not using a commitment pattern on people. If people believe joining the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is the next step on their spiritual journey, great. I just want them to know the ugly truths about the church first so that they know what they're consenting to. Polygamy, racism, and current wealth hoarding are some of the biggest. Joseph Smith's many frauds, Mountain Meadows Massacre, and pushing electroshock therapy to cure BYU students of homosexuality are some scandals probably worth knowing as well. Anyway, I want to address some of the more modern member missionary work angles. There's the well-known orange juice analogy for extending invitations. It's been used at General Conference. Basically, the analogy is if you had delicious orange juice and your friend doesn't, it would be rude to not offer it to them. Meaning we have the true gospel, others don't, so we should be constantly offering this great thing that we enjoy. Here are some problems with the analogy. First, orange juice isn't healthy for everyone. Well, it really isn't healthy for anyone, since the juicing takes away most of the nutrition in an orange, and all you're left with is a sugary beverage. But it could be especially harmful to people with diabetes or allergies. There are people for whom the doctrines and practices of the church are especially harmful, like gay people and women who don't want to be subservient. Next point. If you offer someone juice and they say no thanks, then you don't keep offering it or talking about how great the juice is in front of them. That's rude. But with missionary work, we are told to keep trying. Maybe they will change their minds. We're planting seeds so someday they will want it. Honestly, these are lies to justify the continued sales pitch. It ruins relationships. That's why many people in the church don't have significant friendships outside of their family and church. It's rude to continue to invite people to church or have the missionaries talk to them after you've been told no once. They know the offer is always good. They know how to get in touch with you if they change their mind. Any relationship you build, if you're hoping they will change and join the church, the relationship is tainted. You don't really accept them for who they are. You are being partially dishonest in all of your interactions because of your misplaced internal motivations. My last question with this orange juice analogy for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, is the orange juice really that delicious? Now, at least where I am in the United States, we are moving away from inviting, and now members are just pushed to have gospel conversations with people. Part of me thinks that this is good, less pushy. Maybe this could be just being open with people about our spirituality. But there's always the problem of wrong internal motivation. If you're having gospel conversations with people because the church is telling you to, and you have a quota to meet, the people you talk to will be able to feel that. It's not coming from an honest place. At least with the inviting, there was a little more transparency in what church members were doing. I can respect the honesty in the invitation, that I'm inviting you to the church because I'd like you more if you joined, or I think you'd be better off if you joined. Doctrine and Covenants, section 33, is addressed to two people who left the church. Northrop Sweet left very shortly after this revelation was given. For Ezra Thayre, the manual just says that he eventually left the church. He stayed until after Joseph's death. That's a lot of years. He was a member of Zion's Camp, which we'll cover later. He campaigned for Joseph Smith's presidential bid and was a member of the Council of 50. He was fairly prominent in the church. He did not support Brigham Young taking over the church and stayed in Nauvoo when Brigham Young's followers left. I don't think the manual's characterization is accurate or fair. If anything, the church left him. He did join the RLDS church before his death. It seems like the manual wants to use these men as props for a cautionary tale. It wants you to consider your faithfulness. How can you be a more committed member? I don't think that's fair to Northrop or Ezra. Northrop's reasons for choosing a different path are lost to history. His time following Joseph Smith was pretty short, like months. Ezra's reasons are really clear. He didn't support Brigham Young. That's true for many, many people. At first, I was really annoyed with this section of the manual because it felt like it was twisting these people's lives to tell members to be more committed. The assumption is that you will think about ways you're not church perfect and commit to being more perfect. It's pretty guilt-inducing. So, let's reframe it. At its core, the question is to examine your faith, which, if it's a true, honest examination, can be a really great thing. How do you live your true faith? Are you good and kind to others? Are you honest with yourself? How is your internal integrity? And finally, are the people and institutions you put your trust in worthy of that trust? That's it for this week. Thanks for listening. Please share with family and friends. Until next time.